Hello and welcome. Today I've had the privilege of being at the press conference of Minhaj Kibriyah's new film, SuriNagar. And today, I'm quite lucky enough to be with the man himself to find out more about the film. And so I understand that the film is going to be released in Bangladesh on the 9th of October, is that correct?
Yes.
And where is it going to be released?
Well, initially it will be released in Dhaka, then followed by a nationwide release as well.
The key question I've got today is, what inspired you to call the film SuriNagar?
SuriNagar is a fictional name for a city. Well, actually, if I was to basically tell you the whole story behind it, it's I was looking for the name and something new, something exciting, and what shall I do? And I know basically it's a crime thriller where basically the whole story takes place in a city. So I wanted to have a contemporary kind of feel to it at the same time, something a little bit more, I don't know, something different. So what I did was basically I combined two names together. I come from a village called, my grandfather actually comes from a village called Surikuna in Sylhet. And Dhaka used to be called Jahangirnagar once upon a time. It's a long time ago. So what I did was I put Suri and Nagar together. SuriNagar.
Very clever. Another thing I'm wondering is that, so this film is obviously, from the clip that we saw earlier on, it's about villains. You said it was about the corporate world and the things that go on. I mean, what made you do this type of film rather than, I don't know, maybe a comedy, love story, the traditional music and songs? Because this film's got no songs at all.
You see, Monju, everybody is doing that. So why am I going to basically jump on the same bandwagon as everybody else? And how am I different than the rest of the filmmakers out there? So how do I set my own mark in the industry? So what I did was actually, I done something which is based on today's situation in Bangladesh. The corporate sector is rising in Bangladesh. A lot of companies from all over the world are having their headquarters, or not headquarters actually, their offices in Bangladesh. Therefore, in Dhaka has become quite a metropolitan city. I haven't actually really sort of reflected that in my film. There are a lot of white people working there, a lot of black people working there, and as well, of course, Bangladeshis. So there's a huge mixed kind of community going on there. And as you know, the garment sector is basically quite popular around the world of Bangladesh. So therefore, the corporate sector is actually, and there are so many issues over there. Some factories were getting burnt. That basically, when I was staying in Bangladesh, I was there for 5 years, and during that time, I found a lot of the sort of conflict going on between corporations. Factories were being burned, some were being murdered, some chairmen were murdered, kidnapped, etc., etc. So all these things were going on, and I thought, hang on, I think I should do something particular with this sector. What's going on there? So I think that should be something different than all these songs and dance.
So very much about reality rather than the romance of what the majority of films out there are about. I understand that you've actually taken a new look on, normally traditionally people go for sort of like the big name stars when they're casting for a film, because often that's what sells the film. But I understand that you took a different approach and you actually went out there and found real actors, people who've got background in theatre. I mean, why did you decide to take that approach?
Well, naturally, I mean, I come from theatre, I have theatre background as well. So I know the amount of dedication theatre people have and the respect they have for this line of work. And therefore, I'll always give priority. I've always done in the past and I always will do. I still do and always will do priority to theatre actors, because they are, I believe they are the real artists. When it comes to acting on screen, they're more convincing, you see. The reason I chose actors over stars is stars, they always have issues of dedicate time to a particular project because they're very busy people. And I'm not basically saying that they can't act or anything, they're also very good. But I needed some dedicated artists basically who will give enough time, ample time basically, that I can use to tell my story.
So really, you went for actors that had a passion for acting rather than just wanting to be in a film. Ifti and Minhaj Kibriyah, who are both star in your film, both who've got years and years of both professional experience. Why did you choose them two actors?
Well, they both are brilliant at what they do, and more importantly, they fit the character that I've written, that was written by Faisal Karan. If they played Mike, the character name was Mike, and Minhaj Kibriyah. So I forgot the name of the character which was played, but it suited. They suited their part, and what they brought into the production was brilliant, I'll say.
So these were the right people for the roles?
Absolutely.
I'm curious to know this film is obviously about reality, about the corruption, the villainous activity that goes there, the murders, the conspiracy, etc., etc. But I'm curious to know, who is your target audience?
My target audience is anybody and everybody, really, except children. It's a bit violent. The story is a little bit violent. So again, it's aimed towards everybody, anybody who can understand Bangla language.
That's another thing. So the whole film entirely is in the Bangla language?
Mostly, yes.
And in the cinemas, will it be available with subtitles?
Well, not at this time, not at this moment, because it's released in Bangladesh, and Bangladesh is a Bangla-speaking nation, so therefore subtitle is not required. In the future, if this was to be actually shown anywhere else apart from Bangladesh, then probably subtitle would be required.
And when can we look to actually see the film here in the UK?
Well, this is up to the distributor, you see. The right has been sold to them, and if they feel if it's successful enough in Bangladesh and they feel there's a demand for viewership here in UK, then possibly they'll look into releasing in UK as well.
Thank you so much for letting us be here today. It's been a privilege. And viewers, as you all know, the film is going to be released in Bangladesh on the 9th of October. So make sure you come and watch it. From the trailer, which I've seen, is fantastic, and you'll be in for a surprise. It's got a little bit of something for everyone: corruption, villainous, murders, whatever you fancy. So make sure you get down to your local cinema and check out the film.